This is my first ever template tray that was made by one of our locals. His name's Austin. When I started playing X-Wing in end of 2018, like early 2019. And he did this out of the kindness of his own heart for free. And I painted very poorly my name in the design here. And I took this to Worlds and asked as many people as possible that were around me to sign this. So this means a lot to me. This is, if anyone, I've been asked a couple times what the most prized X-Wing related thing in my collection is. It is this. It is this. So I find myself feeling a little emotional even talking about it, honestly. I wasn't really 5 seconds ago before we got here. I wasn't feeling emotional, but I'm holding this and looking at it, and I am feeling a little emotional. So bittersweet. A lot of people weren't able to make it to Worlds. Unlike last year, I saw so many more of you. Still a great turnout. But just a couple days ago, Kalen Wong won the last official X-Wing World Championship. And great guy, great list, all that stuff, all the X-Wing related stuff in terms of performance and players and everything, all that jazz. But honestly, just like being there and being able to do this and give out the most hugs I've ever given out, handshakes, fist bumps, laughs, smiles, really meant a lot. And I'll be honest, I've been feeling a little fatigued when it comes to X-Wing, just because X-Wing is a huge part of my life in more ways than one, way more than just playing, but really humbling and really nice, like refresher and reminder as to like why I'm here. So yeah, usually I open up with something really dumb because I tend to do that. That's just what I do. But thought we'd talk about that really quick. There's a lot of exciting stuff on the horizon with the X-Wing Alliance. I just asking everybody give it a really fair shot. But it'll be a little different, right, than what we've been used to since 2013. So Patrick is here with me. We're gonna do some. I feel like I just gave a eulogy, but we're gonna do some fucking Team League Championship X-Wing. It is game one. I'm super excited about that. My camera in the corner is way too big. It's from when I was playing baseball, so I'm gonna make that a little bit smaller if I can. Let's see.
Hi everybody. I don't have a cool story because I didn't go to Worlds this year, so I just was watching all the games and having like crazy FOMO. But that just means I'm spinning my plots for next year.
Yes. I don't know how to adjust my camera size. I feel like I turned something off in OBS and it won't let me do it. I don't know why. Scale filtering. No. Transform. Edit transform. I can make myself smaller like that. I'll have to figure out what I did. I messed something up. Slowly making myself smaller. Slowly. All right. And then I want to move myself over. There we go. Well, I hope you guys have had, I just realized it's so quiet. It's because we don't have music going yet. So before we get set up and going, we're gonna get that music going. Make myself. What is this at? 860. Let's do 800. 800. Oh no. 800 by 800. I'm all squished. That looks great. Oh, that's really weird. Why is it doing that? What is going on? Okay. I think we can chill with that for now. Let's get that music going. We'll break down the list. I'll open up betting here a little early, and then we'll do the list breakdown. Stand by. Stations. We want that epic music playing. Give me the epic music. Here we go. we are rarely streaming on a Tuesday night. This is just based on when the players are available. That's when we're streaming these games. So overlapping with NCX, which is very uncommon. Kind of deliberately try not to do that, but here we are and come for the king, I guess, as Greg would say. Happy April Fool's Day. I did not open with us with announcing that I was quitting streaming. Honestly, April Fool's is funny, and I've been indulging in it today a little bit, but there's a risk that people will just take what you say seriously, and I don't want anyone to think that I'm quitting. And you could always do something a little less like funny, but it's just I feel like April Fool's, you always got to go above and beyond, and there's always a big risk with that.
Like
so how are you doing, man? How are you?
I was good. I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Just playing a fair amount of TTS X-Wing, which is nice. I do feel it's been kind of a because you were talking about World, so I had this on my mind. It's been a tough year to line up local games. Between me and my house spouse schedule and everybody basically like defecting for Warhammer something, which, you know, no problem, no shade. You play what you're gonna play, but I definitely wound up shifting a lot of energy to the online space. And I think it's really paid off as far as friendships and experiences. Me and my buddy Ryan definitely are talking about, like, you know, now that XWA is essentially going to be the game, we think, how we can sort of bring a little more X-Wing energy back to the Austin, Texas area.
Yeah. I'm excited. So like, somber to start, but also, like, I'm so thrilled to be able to put XWA or X-Wing at the forefront and to kind of close the door on the AMG points. Really, AMG points iterations. There was, when it first came out, was really rough. It was like a beta, and then they got better, and it got pretty good, and then it didn't get so good, and then we're at this point where it's just kind of we're closing the door on a kind of a half-baked meta, in my opinion, of just like a lot of obvious choices, most of them just high initiative 5-ship lists. There was some decent variety, though. With that said, it was cool to see some variety. It wasn't just all of the same Rebel list. There was like 3 different types of Rebel lists I was seeing. Obviously, you know, Rebels took home the cake. I predicted that would happen. It's not surprising, given that Rebels and Empire are the 2 that benefited the most from Battle over Endor and Battle of Yavin, obviously. But it's good to just move on, really. So I think ultimately, some people are going to finally have to realize that they need to kind of let go of AMG in terms of the hate and the bitterness. You know, what's done is done, and they made some huge mistakes. They, you know, clearly, but it's not productive anymore to really complain about it too much. You're allowed to. Everyone's allowed to say whatever they want. But it's just at this point, we really just got to kind of move on, right?
I'm hoping there's an opportunity in, you know, kind of the era we're in, to court some new blood just by sort of saying, hey, you know, here's a game, it's based on a property you love, but like it's not run by the profit motive. Like everything is kind of by fans for fans.
Yeah.
We used to talk about like we used to talk about literally buying in to the hobby. And I think that's changing in a really fundamental way, because of having so many online tools. You want to play in person, you need stuff, but like the stuff is there. People are selling it, giving it away. It's a community could maintain stuff and make it so people could just walk in and play.
Yeah.
And I think that's potentially can be very exciting with that mindset.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's ironic talking about profit motive. Oh, he might be having some voice issues, and they're typing in the chat to each other. It happens. But it's also a little ironic just because there wasn't really a lot of product in the first place. So, well, neither here nor there. it's there will be a lot of, we're in the Wild West in some ways. Like, there isn't really anything stopping anyone from trying to do anything, but at the same time, there's a much more accessible effort being made for people to be able to access the game and play it and play different pilots and stuff that you wouldn't be able to necessarily purchase right now or get your hands on, or if you did, you would be overpaying, getting ripped off by some scalper on eBay or something like that. And speaking of getting ripped off, everybody, I did want to show you guys just a little fun little added feature of the stream. So if what we're gonna do, if we get if you guys gift 5 or more subs at a time, right? I was thinking, like, it's hard, there's no way to like really celebrate on stream when like people get really super generous, like Lambolo. So I created a little like dance party animation, a little rave that's gonna play. I'm gonna play when that happens. It looks something like this. Just be sub rave. So we're gonna do that. At least in between rounds. I'm not gonna do it during a round, just because I think you guys will want to kill me to be like, wow, this guy really is $3 side. But we're gonna do that, so that'll be fun. So just to celebrate y'all being so generous as you usually are. There's a lot of things to talk about. We're gonna go back to the game screen in a second as they're getting set up, so you guys can get your bets in. Patrick and I are gonna break down the lists between the Cobras and Tom's Wankers here in a second. But in Fox Sports fashion, it's like pretend we're Fox Sports. Gotta do all these other advertisements and all these other plugs and all this as they're getting their road roll ready. I do want to first show you guys, most importantly, a breakdown of this series. Kess and Stitch. Kess was supposed to play Hamaconda today, but he had a family emergency. Thankfully, everything is okay. Stitch is going to sub in. Their game was rescheduled. Mr. Nobody and Atredes playing right now. They're playing Assault. Tom Flanagan playing Salvage against Sith Taker Tim. That's a matchup. We got Tom, captain of the Wankers, playing a 0 hour on Scramble. And then last but not least, could go to game 5. We've got Deering playing Assault against Teddy, Corona Light Drinker Lover, Roosevelt. Series tied at 1. All right, and I believe we are moving and grooving here. We are playing Assault at the Satellite Array. Let's get your bets in. We'll get that graphic off in a little bit. Which list do you want to break down?
I'm excited to break down the scum list because I don't know what it's trying to do, and I'm not sure anyone else does either, so I feel like we're all on the same ground. But also, I have to back up for a second. Sub-rave. That's what we're going with. Sub-rave.
Yeah, should it be, is it, why? Because is your mind go to something sexual? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm sorry, Nick. When you roll out something like this, you gotta do 2 things. You gotta run it by the gays, you gotta run it by the kinksters.
Honestly,
it's clear those
if it's, well, is it offensive or is it just cringy? Because if it's cringy slash like,
it's not offensive.
so then I think we should keep it. I think that adds to the charm. It's like, oh no, sub rave, that's terrible. Yeah, perfect. Sub rave. Let's rave with the subs and the dommy mommies and whatever y'all wanna, you know. X-Wing is pure sex, as Robert California would say. Everything in life is sex.
Oh my god, that is one of my favorite lines in that show.
Robert California. All right, so we got why don't you break down that list though, and we'll get back to the sub-rave conversation later.
Sure. All right, we got on the scum side, we got Lando Calrissian, who is seeing a comeback now that Han Solo has gone up in price. He has got some interesting things to do with stress, as I recall. Certainly the title gives you extra damage when the enemy is stressed. And I think Lando's the one where he can take stress to reroll dice.
I called him Han, it's Lando.
Oh, sorry. Lando.
No, that's my fault. I called him Han. It's Lando. I said as Han moves at the top of the board. That's on me. Keep going, sorry.
Okay, yeah. So Lando, he's got native rerolls. That's always great. BT1 and 000 interacting, potentially giving stress and then getting multiple benefits from stress, or else the opponent can take a free mod instead. Known combo, just Lando hasn't been real big for a while, so I haven't seen it in a bit. Notorious fitting on there too. This is just a powerhouse. You can only really complain about it being I4, but it's against the Separatists, although it's a pretty high initiative Sep list. So yeah, that's just a tank out there. And then Cad Bane is continuing the stress theme because Cad Bane can give stress from an attack, also other kinds of red tokens. Then he's got Zuckuss riding alongside, so he can reroll the defender's dice by taking a stress and then give that stress immediately back to the defender. And then he's got the obligatory cannon. That's just a good puncher right there, Cad Bane for Scum. Rook Cast, we were talking about her, used to be a huge meta staple kind of in a particular era of mid 2.5, and then really dropped off. There's lots of other 6-pointers you tend to see. You tend to see Ketsu, maybe even Dengar, but gauntlets are strong. They're hard to bring down. Contraband Cybernetics to help return around. Electronic Baffle, again, to help keep her from getting stranded. You've got the Mandalorian to make that a white reinforce instead of red, keep her on the board longer. Now, if she takes that white reinforce, she might still be able to get a focus to attack with plan training. And, of course, her strength, her pilot ability, along with her low initiative, means you're taking strains and then turning it into pure mods. And finally, Nam Lum, another guy that was really big for a while in 2.0, and then I have not seen him do much in a while. The combo with Dengar, so you must rotate your turret to a standard arc that the attacker is in once you're defending, and then Dengar can immediately punish them for that attack. Electronic Baffle, again, all these ships have Electronic Baffle. I think they all have Contraband. Yeah, they all have Baffle, they all have Contraband, so there is a theme here. L337 can stop a nasty hit coming in and then make the ship more agile. Interesting with the Jumpmaster dial, I hadn't thought of that. And then, of course, the cannons just to keep the red dice up. Wow, interested to see this in action for sure.
Yeah, Nam Lam is getting jousted by 4 ships. It appears, not great for him. We've got Atredes here playing a CIS list that doesn't fill the entire right side of the screen here. I actually get to fit on this side of the screen with his 5-ship CIS list. We've got Sunfac. Sunfac just really made me sad at the hands of Doug Howe at Worlds. Reminded just how good he is in the hands of a good player. Has Tarkin Computer, Treacherous, Marksmanship, and Ensnare. Dirge has synced lasers and, proton cannons, apologies. There's a lot of synced lasers on the other side with Scum and Deadeye Shot. We've got General Grievous with that standard loadout, what we call standard loadout, Solus 1, Impervium Plating. Chertek, another ensnare carrier. No 3 ensnare carriers here, though, so no large base tractor shenanigans. Only Cad Bane on the left could be tractored by these Nantexes, has ensnare and treacherous. And then DBS 404 with that nice combo of the struts, energy shells, and plasma torpedoes. As Nam Lam is going to bank away. And that is your matchup here in this Team League Championship Game 1 between Tom's Wankers and the Cobras. Tom's Wankers, as you saw in that graphic earlier, also goated name, by the way. They are home. So they picked the matchups. And this is a wild card team or faction for Walter. He's usually Mr. Nobody. He's usually playing Empire. Hello, Oscar. How are you?
I feel like I don't see the master plan yet with what Scum is doing, and if I'm Atreides, that low-key terrifies me. But on the other hand, if I'm Mr. Nobody, I am not thrilled at the sheer efficiency of this CIS list, and everybody coming in at your initiative or higher means even with these Scum dreadnoughts coming in, you're still getting shot by everybody.
Yeah, 404, it might be in a little trouble. Unless he goes fast over the rock, which makes no sense because you don't have strut lock override. We're going to sit right there in the bullseye of Cad Bane and might not be obstructed either, which could be a huge problem. Taking a calculate.
Yeah, that was a good
Objective
position.
wise, yeah, large bases love those assault points.
That is true.
Oh, that barrel roll is just so good for Walter with Namlam. Really nice barrel roll blocking Chertek, and I'm afraid I would think Grievous will be blocked as well. Be a friendly bump. He is not. He goes straight. Okay. He goes straight here. I know there's a lot of shit at the bottom of the board, guys. Sorry, that betting graphic. I can now move back to the top.
Who's he gonna shoot though? Like Atredes needs to be thinking about focusing his fire right now.
Will there be a points change when the new SLs drop? I wouldn't expect a like update across factions for stuff that's already been updated. But I have to check in with the points team on that one. I have not been made aware that there are significant changes being made outside of the new SLs being released very soon. But I need to double check.
That is interesting from the perspective of a non-insider, because I think in a way we're used to balance changes coming with new products, but why would that necessarily be the case? It's just something we got used to over the years.
NCX just rated us. Did that game end already? Greg, you'd be the one to answer that question. Are you guys planning to do a bigger points change alongside the new SL pilots? I actually just don't know the answer to that. I was going to ask. So perfect time as Greg is on the points team. So no, that's what I thought. I feel like I would have been told. Hey, Innkeeper, Twitch Prime sub, thank you so much. And Matt B earlier subscribing as well. We are getting some shots in. We have some sub goals I can go over with you guys in between rounds. This is game 1 of the championship of the 312 team league. This is it. This week, and your boy is going on a minimal vacation. What does that mean? Just one less thing of the 50 things I'm doing. But that's all right. I signed up for this. I'm happy to do it. Range 1. That was a bad shot, though, huh? Now, from Chertik. No, sorry, not Chertik. This is Dirge. Sorry, I'm Chertik's at the bottom of the board. We're using these like gold trim dice for.
Whiffed.
Yeah. Okay. Oof. Is the XWA is planning a roadmap announcement. We're planning on releasing 20 different original titles, 8 sequels to those original titles. There'll be 3 movies coming out every 3 months.
I mean, I know that a silly question I'm going to get as I try and convince people to play XWA is, when does it stop being a beta?
Yeah, it's a good question. When there's when the structure of list building changes, I guess I can say that we are planning to make some adjustments to the way list building is, but nothing that would give anyone whiplash or complete overhaul fatigue. That's 2 crits from. Oh, spend that calculate. Oh, you can't. Oh, dead to rights.
And oop.
There you go. Does take the crit. It is a blinded pilot. Not fun. And I think we just got our first sub rave here. In a second, we'll have our little rave. Matt B gifting some subs to unlock the rave. People are wondering what the fuck is he talking about. You're gonna see in a second. Thank you, Matt B. Really appreciate it. We are 9 away from giving away a pair of the glitter dice, and then another 10 from that. We will be doing a pair of the new world's dice. This is Lando's shot.
Or is stressed. is still a Scum Falcon.
Oh boy. That looks like a hit and 2 crits. Gold Squadron
BT1.
podcast. Is that James? James, what are you doing, James? What's up, man? What's up, James? Structural damage, damaged engine on 1.
Yikes.
These are the championship dice you guys are seeing. I'm not in love with them. They look okay. I had to add a little bit of a black trim so that they would pop a little bit more, the results, but they're like gold, little gold dice to honor this championship here. Trying different things.
I straight up don't know when they're rolling crits or hits, I think.
Hey, so it's just like the new dice. You just got to look for that tiny negative space, I guess. I'll make the dice cam a little bit bigger for everyone too. We can. There we go. So Namlam, that barrel roll really getting in the way. 404, firing an unmodded energy shell charge and completely whiffing was worth a shot. This is not going well for the Cobras.
Wait, how do you fire an unmodded energy shell charge without a calculate?
You need to calculate to shoot it, and then you just can't change any of the results, right?
Oh, he's blinded. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, in this case, he is a blinded pilot. Now, Rook Cast barely misses DBS 404. Look at that. Look how close that was.
That still feels like Mr. Nobody's turn. So I was thinking what a risk it was to do that red barrel roll in and not have a token, but if you had really bad luck, you did have L3 to potentially help. So
more crits. Rook Cast ability. Yeah, hit crit into Dirge, it looks like. Dirge spends and dodges. Turn the betting graphic off. His betting is still open for a little while longer. Nam Lam now gonna take the range 0 shot. We got a Dengar trigger earlier. Don't recall if it was, I assume we did, right? Is that unlimited times you guys that you can use Dengar in 1 turn? I can't remember. Is it charge base? 2 hits.
I think it has a charge on card.
I think it's charge base, isn't it? It is, yeah. Yeah, he never used it. It doesn't look like he used it. Never used it. All right, and then objective points wise, it's looking pretty damn good for Scum.
Did he flip L3? Did I miss that?
If you are not shielded, decrease the difficulty of your bank maneuvers. Isn't that oh, he did because you make them reroll at some point. At some point he did reroll his dice, and I was wondering what the hell was going on, and now it makes way more sense.
Okay,
so I think it's 3-2 Scum. All right, everybody. Well, this is the time. This is what you have been waiting for. Thanks to Mappy, we've got ourselves a little rave. Let's go. Appreciate it, Mappy. Thank you. Again, I'll put on these every time. I'll put on these sunglasses I can't see out of. Celebrate. So we're at 141, and if I go to our giveaways, at 150 we have a pair of the glitter dice. So, where are my glow sticks? I will get them. If we want to make it like a whole thing, we can. We can do that. I unfortunately left my AMG temporary tattoos at Worlds. That was something you could get from the prize wall. AMG tattoos. They were expensive though. It was like 10 tickets. It's like 2 pairs of dice. As you guys can see over here, that is one of the giveaways at 170. I misspoke. But if we hit 160 tonight, we'll give away a pair of both of those. I'll tell you. We'll do that. And if not, we'll keep 170 as the goal for the next stream. So
like they should pay you for the tattoos, right? Like that's advertising.
It's my favorite thing is it's like choice of card or die. It's like on the wall. It's just like, oh, if I don't get the card, I just die.
That sounds more like Warhammer style energy.
Yeah, right. Oh, man. If you guys are just tuning in, this is game 1 of the series between Tom's Wankers. Yes, you heard that right. That is the team name versus the Cobras. You guys recognize that from the Globo Gym Cobras. So Atredes and Mr. Nobody are playing Assault right now for game 1. And then you've got the rest of the matchup laid out in front of you. Their series tied 0-0 with Tom's Wankers being home. This is a best of 5. GSP, hey, $G$P gifted us just subscribing to 31 $. It is like that the Predator, you know, that that handshake. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you, GSP, whoever you may be. Which GSP member is it? Could it be James? Could it be Will? I think it's James. My money's on James. I would be surprised if Dion had any time right now to be doing this, to be watching someone else's stream.
It's like the town council in Hot Fuzz. They all act together. They're all interchangeable.
Yeah, Hot Fuzz is so
They're
great.
They're good.
It's actually Jonah Piscali. It's been a long time since I've talked to Jonah. I appreciate that, James. Thank you. Thank you for all the effort that you guys have put in. Being at Worlds, and looks like the stream went really well. I'm looking forward to watching some of the games back. Proud of you, Levi and Psych. You had Sherman, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Welcome. Dude, didn't even talk about the run that I had in the people in the 312 team league in NCX, Levi especially, top 4, just playing his absolute ass off. And what's really crazy is that he was wearing a Cubs hat while he was playing, and playing a 312 Sabine TIE Fighter, the same one that I have that Pim painted. And I did not know until I took a picture of him playing top 4 that he had that TIE Fighter. I thought I was the only one that had one. It was like kind of a nice little, it kind of made my day a little bit. But yeah, 6-3 overall. I can't be too mad. I went 3-0 day 2 and then lost my last 2. It was a little disappointing, but I was really happy with how I played. So I actually wasn't very tilted or upset about it when I lost my last 2. It is what it is.
Interesting move from Rook there.
To just do the pivot there, swiveling it out.
You have to think that she's gonna baffle or cybernetics to just turn back as opposed to flying straight into that rock. Like there's either a plan at work or things are just gonna get really silly.
Yeah, there's so many people I could give shout outs to. JJ played really great. Steven played really great. Everyone played. Honestly, there was a lot of people who just played really well.
I was messaging Levi freaking out because we hung out at Worlds last year. He was in the LCQ and he did really well there. But it was wild seeing him go just straight to the top this time.
I don't think everyone got a chance to see it. Oh, I gotta turn that off. I forgot. Yeah, it loops. No rave yet, but this is my first ever template tray, and I had a ton of people, as many people as I could, sign it. So a lot of pretty iconic names on here from the X-Wing world that I got to hang out with. So this is pretty special to me. Super, and it's, inside is the Tri-City tournament templates, Greg. So you got a little classic upon classic, honestly. LCQ fatigue is a real thing. Yeah. 10 rounds of X-Wing is a real thing. I had no mental gaffes until round 9. So I'm not mad about it. At a certain point I was doomed to make a mistake, like an actual real mistake. Yeah. The judge team was phenomenal. They were really excellent. I was just so thrilled with how helpful and on top of things they were. Chris did a really good, honestly, just like, I feel like there's just not really anything to actually complain about when it comes to how it was run. There's nothing to complain about. It was run really well. Chris did a great job. The judges were fantastic, and the attitude from the players was much better than last year's. I thought, even though people, which is weird because it's like the last official Worlds, I thought people would be like really sweaty and like way too on edge about everything, but that wasn't the case. It was like that for me in my experience last Worlds, but not this one.
That's interesting to me, and that definitely tilts me even further to trying to make it out in a year. Hopefully we can keep some good energy.
Yeah, the energy was great. What was your most horrendous story? Okay, so my most horrendous story was I was playing against Isophane, and I was playing my Rebel list against his 7-ship CIS list, and I was like, okay, this list has the alpha potential, it has the crit conversion, the crits, it's got the initiative, it's got everything I need to be able to win this game. We're playing on Assault, and I had set up Fen Route to turn in next to a debris to set up an alpha with Luke and Wedge and himself. And we put the 3 hard template down. It was alongside the debris. The judges come over, they put the template down. They say it's overlapping, but it's not. They say it's touching, but not overlapping, but it's still technically overlapping. So then Fen takes a crit, structural damage, doesn't get any actions, blocks Wedges 4 straight to get the APT. And thankfully Fen didn't die that turn, but it basically cost me the game. And I feel like it was a 50-50 judge call, like, because I wasn't going over the debris. It was just like it was just next to it, alongside it, that you could make the argument that I cleared, but they said it didn't, and I was like, okay. And I just should have dialed in the too hard, I guess. But I just, in my head, I was like, this isn't a problem, and it was. Okay, so that is eyeball and 2 crits here from Sun Fac going into who are we shooting at here?
I think it's Rick Cast.
Can't be with that 3 dice. Something in bullseye. It's
Tractored.
Something's tractored. I don't know what. That must be Cat Bane.
Did Namlum just spend a focus on defense?
They're saying Namlam, but I'm. Oh, Walters is rolling on Atredes' side of the box, it looks like. Is that what's happening? Okay. Maybe that's what confused me. I thought it was Atredes rolling. It is Walters Namlam that is shooting into Sun Fac. Sun Fac takes a face down damage card, it looks like. So. I've never seen that where it touches and they rule it's overlapping, kind of corny. I asked if they could use. I was using my wood templates. I was like, can we use like just a different template just to see? And they said no. And honestly, it's one of those things where it's like you can use like it's not flush. Or like, see, look, it's not flush. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, it looked flush. But I'm not gonna argue. I'm just like, okay, that's gonna cost me the game, but it's fine. At that point, I wasn't gonna get knocked out if I lost, so I wasn't. Even if I was, I still am not that kind of person where I would cause a huge scene. But it was disappointing. I think I could say that for sure. And I joked with Mitch. I was like, Mitch, that cost me the game. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm like, yep.
Can
That's-
just took a hit from Dirge.
This is a synced laser cannon shot.
Ooh, nice shot into Grievous.
And, oof, Grievous. Gotta check the dice.
Yeah.
Something's off.
What I find funny is that 404 has managed to avoid death. Lando had a pretty good approach, sort of having it both ways, but 404 is like, nope.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to fix the dice box really quick.
Sunfac is starting to take some damage here.
How much did you just take? I was distracted.
It's just... Sunny on 1.
Oof.
Too many arcs.
All right, it should be better. I hope. I can see the dice a little bit better now. Did I miss the rave? You did miss the rave. Yeah, we need 5 more. We need someone to gift 5 or more subs. Or I'll also accept 5 individual. Like if 5 people are like want a gift, we could do that. If you guys really want the rave. Poor DBS 404.
Living means that he had a plasma torpedo shot off, but couldn't modify it.
Yeah, he's 0 for 6 on rolling a hit result. Yeah, I'm going to make an adjustment to these dice after this game. I added a black stroke around them so that they could be seen a little bit easier by the players, but like right now those are crit results, so you just have to look. There's a little bit of, and those are hits. They do look like crits though, so I'll work on that. Natty evades, no big deal from Atredes.
His shield's down. Definitely CIS is taking a hammering.
It's a fuel leak with these gas prices. It's on Sunfac.
I mean,
Apparently
yeah,
people were saying that in the Sunday Swiss at Worlds, and like saying, a fuel leak in this economy with these gas prices. My influence is spreading.
Yeah, no, people are definitely saying it in Top Gun. I've been making a point of saying it. So.
It's good. It's good. I'm spreading the 312 gospel, as they say. And nobody says that. Nobody. So Namlam about to shoot into Chertek. Chertek did not spend his focus. It still has it. It's still there.
You'd love to shoot at Sunfac, but you had to rotate your turret. Presume it's too close for the same.
There is 2 eyeballs and a crit, and 2 evades for Chertek. I'll probably make the dice, the infill a little bit more of an orange than a yellow, and then drop the stroke down, and I think that should help. All right, objective-wise, it looks like... Is that going to be contested in the middle? No, right? 3 worth to 2. Yeah, it's not. So 7 to 3. My lord.
Those big bases.
Yeah, as we go into round 4. And one thing I did get to show off at Worlds are these. These are the Conquest Champion plaques. So over here we have the Windy City Conquest. If you win the Windy City Conquest, you will get this sent to you. And then top 8 for each conquest gets an invite to this invitational global conquest in December. And if you win that, you get the Grand Champion prize here. This is the N1, Mando's N1 here. Beautifully crafted by Curled Paw for us. Even Maya wants to take a look. She's right behind me here. She's like, I want to see those. I want to take a look. So guys, super excited about this series. This is big for us. This is big for everyone. And XWA points and new content is going to be featured. We're going to be streaming so many of these games. It's going to be awesome. So whether you guys are playing or want to watch, we'd love to have you. So exclamation point Conquest, there's still a little bit of time to get your ticket for the Windy City. We actually added some spots because of popularity, which is awesome. I'm hoping we're able to sell out all of them. And in part, we'll also be able to raise some money for the XWA Treasury to help with future kits, which is a big part of this as well. So one reason why I want to emphasize the partnership with XWA in doing this. Got my ticket today. Awesome.
So,
yeah, even Alex Davey and Paul Heaver said they looked fantastic. Those are two people, one a former developer who played with the players and made day 2 playing Scum, and a 2.0 developer Alex Davey just kind of coming out of the woodwork with the best attitude and playing Scum and playing well with it. What a vibe. Just so good for morale. Had an amazing conversation with him. Just one of my favorite people from X-Wing. When I first got into X-Wing, Alex Davies' video with Team Covenant was one of the first videos I watched, and it was just really awesome to see someone like Alex at Worlds. So it was really cool, and I'm happy GSP was able to get him and Louis when they played each other on stream as well.
Whenever I missed that game, or I just didn't understand the significance, but I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, pretty significant for a former X-Wing developer. Is like one of the main reasons why 2.0 ever existed, to be just playing in the last Worlds.
Absolutely. So speaking of Scum, what exactly is Atredes to do about these big ships that are completely untouched?
So Atredes needs to the Cad Bane is the easiest thing to take off the board because you've done some damage to him. That's going to net you 4 points, and unfortunately there isn't really much you can do about the objective farming by Rook Cast. So at this stage, at least Lando's going to be escaping that top objective. I think 404 just turns. Do you just turn away? You have a damaged engine, right? And
if 404 escapes, that's money.
Yeah, try to get an objective. Is blinded structural damaged engine. Yeah, that's the one I'm missing in the overlay. That's tough because Lando can just do well, he'd actually have to do at least a two straight, maybe 3, and at that point he might not have range.
Sun is in trouble. He could maybe initiative kill Cad first, but it seems like Mr. Nobody's maneuvered things pretty well in his favor.
Yeah. Mr. Nobody is an indie that was assigned to Tom's Wankers. He is not a wanker. He is not from across the pond. He is in the U.S. of A. Tariff territory, as we call it these days. Am I right?
Yep, that second stop in a row. Presumably that was a contraband flip. You do it again as long as she's willing to baffle, which, why wouldn't she? No one's shooting at her.
And she's just a shield down, right, from baffling last time to this turn.
Oh, did she baffle already?
Oh, I thought she had to. Right?
She wouldn't have needed to if she popped
Oh, yeah,
contraband.
no, she baffled. It looks like, or she has a shield down, so I would assume from baffling.
It was a really delicate balance with gauntlets, because sometimes people don't want to shoot them because they're worried that they won't die and it'll all be pointless shots, but then they can abuse that if they know what to expect. For a while, my buddy Ryan, he took CIS to Lone Star Open and Last Chance Qualifier, and he always said I was the kryptonite to his pre-Vizsla list because I would actually shoot pre-Vizsla.
It looks like Susan Crawford. That's the one that we wanted, right? Or no? Wisconsin?
Oh, the judge race.
Yeah.
That is
She won.
very good news.
Let's fucking go! Oh, I needed a win, man. The Times is like, you want to pay to see the results? Get out of here. Oh, that's huge. Fuck you, Elon Musk. Excuse my language, but go fuck yourself. Oh my God, you absolute moron. I'm just gonna throw all my money into this race and try to influence the election again. Piece of shit. Waste all that money. Hopefully he wastes a little bit more of his precious Tesla, dwindling Tesla, whatever you even call it, collateral. I don't know. All right. That's enough of I'm just so happy to see that. I just saw that it was 9-ish, and as like polls have closed, I had to check. That's great. That's great. I'm in a good mood.
I feel like if X-Wing can't have anti-fascist energy, then there is no point to X-Wing.
I don't mind if someone's gonna be mad at me for talking about good, like get out of here. I don't want you watching my stuff. Yeah, exactly. Like, are you pro-fascist? What are you doing?
Admire that from you. I admire that from Greg. Like, if I wasn't getting that kind of energy, I probably wouldn't feel as good as I do about things.
Not great from Sunfac. And now...
Too big detractor.
It's getting a little confusing with the multiple. This is Dirge, though, because of the paint scheme. Hit crit. Again, apologies for the dice looking similar. I'm going to work on that. I tried the gold trim look, and on terms of the overlay dice cam, it doesn't look as good as it does in the game. I mean, I can show you guys how they look. They look a lot better. In the actual room, not the best, but they're definitely, you can clearly tell what they are.
I get what you're saying about the rogue class, though, because they're so good. They may only be in 2 factions, but like they're always in those 2 factions.
Yeah, I just keep getting confused, and I remember that paint schemes help.
Mm-hmm. One thing that low-key bothers me, and it's incredibly silly, but on TTS, CIS CAD defaults to the silver paint scheme, and people don't bother changing it because why would they? That's stupid. But, like, it really should be the green paint scheme. Someone just got wrecked.
This is all damage into Rook cast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we've got another shot here.
Okay, well, it's time to start shooting her after all.
Wow. 3 hits. And Rook cast just died. Holy shit. What a moment in this game.
That's what Atredes needed. He just focused all his firepower and just fried her off the board.
But she went from 1 shield to dead. She pops. It's 9-7. Cobras. Captain of the Cobras takes a big base off the board. But Sunfac is on 1 hole. So
I did not call Sunny living and Rook dying during that round. That is a big swing. skillful flying.
Looks like they do have each other at each other's front arcs here, as Cad's checking on Grievous. Cad could also shoot at Chertek, or I think that's range 0 right into Sun Fac. Not doing the range 0, it appears, because there are 3 dice, and not good. Only 1 paint result, spending the focus for 1 hit.
Easy. Landis doesn't shot. I mentioned when I was looking at the lists that initiative was going to matter quite a bit. Like, we're still firing on initiative 4. Rook didn't get to...
Oh my god, only 2. Hit crit. Can Sun Fac roll 2 paint? He can spend the focus, and he lives. Rookcast is still on the board right now. Okay. Yeah, initiative step, but I was just like, did I miss a damage card not being taken, or vice versa?
There's a lot of shots at I4 in this battle.
So Nam Lam can never take the shot that he wants. Is that what's happening? Well, he can.
Yep.
He could shoot at Sun Fac here, right? See, he's got sync
How?
lasers.
What? At range 1?
He's not allowed to shoot at range 1 with sync lasers?
This happened before. This is why Sunny isn't already dead.
Oh, is this a 2? The sync lasers is range 2 to 3, isn't it? Yeah, you can't shoot range 1 with synced lasers. You're right. Spend for 2 going into not Sun Fac because he can't. I think this isn't a 404. It has to be 2 dice because of structural damage. Good 404. Roll 2 paint. Can Natty evades, lives to see another day.
Well, that flipped the whole game around.
Yeah.
I mean, good luck, but great flying too from Atredes. And if he's using Chertek to harass Nam on purpose, so Nam has to keep his turret pointed back, hats off.
A lot of contested points here, I think. And 3 of them won't be taken here. I think Walter gets 1. Mr. Nobody's going to get 1 point here. Well, maybe not. 3, 1, 2, 3. I think Sun Fac is in. Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's getting a single objective point here, and that's really wild when you have 2 large bases on one side sitting in the middle-ish area of the board.
I'm not
so
sure
9-7 Cobras.
On Assault, I'm not sure I've ever seen a turn go by with no objective scoring at all.
Right.
Okay. Last round I was asking, how does Atreides turn it around? Now I'm asking, how does Mr. Nobody turn it around?
Well, kill Sun Fac.
You have to. That's a start. 4-4 can probably escape, but Atreides might just kamikaze him into the middle, because why not? We've only got 3 shots is the problem that will continue to plague the Wankers here.
It's just saying that out loud. It just feels... That's a statement. That is a statement. It's Mr. Nobody is going to have to take matters into his own hands in this turn, if you know what I mean.
Well, and of course, it's even worse because Nobody was famously another term for the one-eyed giant of myth. And so we've got Nobody and Wankers and Cobras at the Subrave. This is what we have wrought.
The Subrave. We're here, yeah. We're here for it. I'm waiting to see if anyone wants to go crazy, if they want another little rave. A little sub-rave. Which stands for subscriber, but not to Patrick. Patrick's mind goes to other things.
Well, and I have to thank Nick for bringing me on tonight. I didn't expect to get to cite Homer, and not the Homer you're thinking of. So, feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I appreciate you jumping on. I'm still very exhausted from Milwaukee, the trip in Milwaukee.
Of course.
My throat has been super dry. I've just been just pounding these lozenges. And
I'm trying
ironically, of course, I'm going to have the podcast recording after this. So if you guys just subscribe to the channel, you'll be able to watch that live. We'll have that posted, though, in a few days for those of you that do listen.
Vaya con Dios. No, I've been trying to talk about the game because there's a rumor that is fashionable. But like if I had gone to Milwaukee, I'd be gushing about that too. So hopefully we struck some kind of a balance.
Yeah, Milwaukee was interesting. It's like it's not nothing to write home about, but it was cool to have a real venue, because the Renaissance Hotel in Schaumburg is very isolated, and even though it has like parking, it's kind of about it. That's like the only feature is parking. So I was really impressed with the overall location and just the way Adepticon was at the Baird Center in Milwaukee.
It seems like people are really happy with it. Like it was nice in last year to get the opportunity to go to Chicago and like be in Chicago and do the architecture tour and see my friend. But like all that was after Worlds. It was like a second sub trip.
Yeah. You have to, if like, what's smart is if you play in the first heat, then you have that second day between if you make day 2 or not, right? Whatever, to like do things, and then you can leave. But if you want to go into the city of Chicago, it's an all-day affair. If you want to do anything, like it's a ways. Train will take you an hour to get to where you want to go. Even driving or an Uber is like 40 minutes. Yeah, traffic, it's an hour.
We rented a car and we had an adventure. Is one of those awkward silences, like
I know. It's just
and complete a sentence.
it's too quiet. Well, it was just like I didn't realize. I was like, why does it feel so somber when I was talking about the template tray? And it's like it's because I didn't have any music playing, and so I really kind of just leaned into my little monologue moment at the start of the stream.
Not sure what the players are waiting on right now.
Looking at a boost
for CAD. But Churchick hasn't moved yet.
Churchick hasn't moved, and if he just does a 1 hard and rotates like rut row.
Think about boosting to block Churchick. Definitely feels like a big decision point. Okay, went with the focus. Lando's just not clearing anything. He keeps racking up those stress tokens. He can't use his ability.
But he took a red focus. Somehow.
I know.
Nick, if you had to pick one aspect of X-Wing that is your worst, what would it be? For me, it's round 0 setup. I'm sometimes move too fast where I will like I won't double check things. I'll just I have this thing where even when I like write a message, I will like fill in the blanks in my head, but I won't complete it over text. And so in my head, I'm like, oh, this is the full sentence that you meant to say. You see me do it a lot on Discord. I edit so many of my messages on Discord. And that type of like, whatever you call that, brain, like me just being kind of a dummy with my little brain fog, well, that'll also translate into X-Wing where I'll, like, it happened in my game against Isofay. Not only, I had that issue with 3 hard, which is whatever, but I forgot to set a dial with Luke, but in my head, he was always doing 1 bank, and I had always set that dial in my head, and I thought I did, and was convinced that I did, and then I saw the dial was just face up to the left of me. So it doesn't happen very often. That is my Achilles heel, though, is that I beat myself. very
Hey,
inconsistently and very rarely. So
we referenced Homer again.
yeah, I've always enjoyed, like, I don't list build a ton, but I've always felt confident with the list that I bring, that I'm not bad at it. But AMG wing list building wasn't really in a very good place. It wasn't like you could just bring anything and feel good about it.
I think
So yeah, beating myself, that's the one.
I think the thing that is holding me back from really being a world-class player is that I know it's round 0, but I don't have fun with round 0. So it's like I am not going to find the motivation to just, I don't know, it feels like doing your homework. I want to just like get on the board and start shooting it out, and those last minute decisions are where I can do really well. Optimizing and having a little bit of agility for target priority.
A nice hit crit from
But
Dirge into a tractored CAD who rolls another evade and just takes one. Man, the Cubs are on fire right now, dude. They scored 18 runs last night, and they've already scored 5 runs, and it's the 3rd inning.
I mean, nasty shot coming in from Chernick. Is this going to be the end of 404?
What
Oh,
was
he's
the
shooting Grievous.
crit into
Grievous has
CAD?
a couple of shields down. It's not on the overlay.
Hull breach. Who has a couple of shields down?
Grievous.
Oh, yeah, Grievous does, and also I think Nam Lam. I don't know if I ever got Nam Lam shields. There's a couple things I missed. There's a lot going on in this game, to be fair. Grievous shields down, takes 1.
Yeah. Yeah, Grievous is going to chuck that.
Yeet it. Hull breach on CAD with 3 hull left, looks like.
Yeah, this could be painful.
Nick thinks and says the following to his earlier dating stages. It's, I really love it when you make me laugh, and it says I love you, and then it frantically looks for the edit button. That's funny. That's a good callback to what I was saying earlier. You're funny. Yeah, I have a dinner date tomorrow.
Oh, good luck.
So, thank you.
I think
Yeah.
Chernick just burned up. Oh,
He did.
still alive?
There's no three damage cards. 1 left.
This could hurt.
Is this date 7? I think it's date like 6. I am counting, but it's also like easy to count when it's like early. I'll stop. I'll lose track soon enough.
Ooh.
That'll
3
do it.
crits.
Chertek's nastiness into there's all and a Hull breach. They're all face up, and that's enough to take out Cad Bane.
I think that's karmic balance for Atredes getting 4 hits out of hand into Rook.
Sorry, was that whose shot was that? Did I just kill off Cad and
Annihilating Cad?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. 13-7. And 404 still. There's so many points left on the board, dude.
Trigger. Ouch.
Yeah. There's so many points left on the board right now for Mr. Nobody. There's 3 points of 404 on 1 hole, 5 points of Sunfac on 1 hole, 4 points of Chertek on 1 hole.
Trees has done a nice job cycling his defenders. Lando probably should have reached for 404 just then. I know
Yeah, you should have passed the tractor, then you would have gotten Chertek into range 2 for Nam Lam's shot. It looks like he's... Oh no, he has to rotate. Oh, it's so painful. This was this was Dengar getting another damage onto Grievous.
Oh, it's a nice way to get some damage into Grievous.
Atredes is winning because I'm here. Fair enough. Cobras always win what I watch. It's like a very simple way to just take all the credit. It's like very straight to the point. It's not logical, but I respect it.
Magical thinking is dangerous, but it's also very entertaining. That's why when people talk about their dice, you know, with all respect, I'm just like, I just nod. Whatever you believe about dice, I'm sure it's true.
Well, my last game against Rathos, we were playing Scramble, and I went first five rounds in a row, and I like never got a scenario point. So that was because of dice.
Okay, so I don't mean to criticize. Yeah, I think it's easy to make non-optimal target priority choices in the heat of it. That could have been 2 shots into 404. That was instead 2 shots into Grievous. That Grievous just laughed at because he's Grievous.
Yeah.
And you just don't. Yeah, and you lost another gun for Scum. You've got 2 2-die guns on the board, and you haven't killed a ship. So, not to be a pessimist.
Things have fallen apart. It's just very quickly. The strategy of farming objective points hasn't panned out, and Rook Cast just getting obliterated out of nowhere. Truly felt like out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was
It's not
like
helped.
I blinked and she was gone. I thought that she was presenting a real problem. Like I think there was some good dice there, but also Atredes made the correct choice of like who can I point 4 or 5 arcs at and just fully committed. Whereas I don't think Scum has done a very good job of choosing a target and killing it, choosing a target and killing it.
So maybe 2 rounds left. Nomlom's still healthy. Orlando hasn't taken a damage. I mean, there's still a world where, Walter can still definitely win this game. He does need to get Chertek or Sunfac out of there.
Well, the problem is he can't initiative kill anything.
No,
too.
but Orlando can kill something, right? He's got so much health. He can't be tractored. I mean, kill 404. Yeah, like kill 404. Should have like you said last turn, should have shot at 404. You have another chance.
Yep.
And in the process, you will get an objective point. Nom Lam can get that objective point. I think Chertek probably gets the bottom. Top right, no one's going to get. Middle probably goes to CIS.
Yeah, I agree, 0 hour. The problem is Atredes still has so much firepower that he's relatively free to direct. That was the problem that Rook had, and it might be about to be the problem that Nom's gonna have. Road might be pretty important here for Lando and Grievous getting past each other.
Yeah, I still think it's a uphill. Not likely that Mr. Nobody wins, but he can maybe get a ship, or he could get a ship off the board here. Maybe 2. That would be tough if Chertik has to be really aggressive and Namlam turns around for that to be a thing. But that would be a +7, which would get him to 16. So assuming 404 is taken out. So, and if you get Sunfac, so that's a +5 for him.
It can happen, but the structural problem is that you've got 2 relatively weak shots that you need to roll well.
So another friendly reminder, y'all, once this game ends, we will end the stream and then restart it for subscribers for our podcast. Live recording. Sam, my boy Sam Grabner will also be joining us. He was at Worlds with Andrew and I and stayed in our Airbnb with 12 of us. Half of the Airbnb had made day 2, and then I think it was a quarter of the Airbnb had made top cut, which is just wild. The Days of X-Wing before COVID. I mean, I shook hands with tons of people. Most people were willing to shake hands. I believe in a firm handshake when you start up a game and end it. It just feels right. And let's be real, if you're spending a lot of time at a convention, the germs are already there. It's like, I just don't it doesn't make sense for it to be like, oh, the handshake's too far, but just existing in this germ-filled place is okay.
I mean, so like here, I'm pretty COVID cautious. I haven't had it and I don't want it. I probably wouldn't hesitate to shake hands or share dice, but if I'm going to a place like that, I'm wearing an N95.
Yeah. Yeah, I still haven't.
Thing too. Like that is how you get it. That is where it enters you. We know these things now.
Totally. I still have never gotten COVID. I've always put myself out there in terms of like doing things, but never recklessly, right? Like some people did during the start of it, where they were almost trying to get COVID. I was never putting myself in that position, but yeah, I don't. It's been so long since I've had to. Just like wear a mask for like daily things and like just like going places that I just like, I know that I would be really uncomfortable to just like start doing it again for entire day affairs. But fuck your comfort, right? Just like be smart and safe. But at the same time, at this point, if you're going to a con, don't expect other people to wear a mask, but if you want to, it's totally reasonable to do it. Like it's, I get it. I understand why.
I say it's never too late to do a good habit.
The N95s are just so uncomfortable. Oh,
they're not great, but I taught 2 years of high school wearing one. It can be done. And I didn't bring anything from that horrible cesspool home. Daycare, we have not had such luck. We managed to get hand, foot, and mouth several months back.
Yeah.
The sickest I have ever been since I got chickenpox at the age of 5. Ooh, hey, that coveted friendly tractor. Blocked Lando with Grievous and then got Grievous free for a shot.
Lando's
was a beautiful play that we just talked
Lando's gonna
over.
have a shot into Sunfac.
Well, sure, but the tractor passing from the Nantexes getting Grievous and Dirge around has been pretty slow.
Yeah. I mean, Atredes is an incredibly talented Nantex player. That's a great example of can't tell what the results are. It's a hit crit at the top, hit at the bottom. Again, I'll fix these for the next stream. Oh, as Nom Lam takes hit crit, 4 blanks from Nom Lam, a disabled power regulator. He's got 4 hole left.
Can't have these shady look turns anymore. There's just not enough happening. It's tough. This is usually if I'm in a situation like Mr. Nobody, this is when I'm at the most risk of getting tilted. I've never had an opponent complain to me. Sometimes I check in with them after and make sure I wasn't too classless. But it's tough when you realize you're at the point where you just can't get any breaks anymore and you're probably gonna slowly continue to lose.
Yeah. Yep, been there. Grievous does he have a focus? He doesn't have a focus. So he's looking for it, but he never took it, I guess. So just one. Yeah, I was like,
I missed what his action was.
Lando. Just spend a calculate. Does he have another calculate? Because he kind of wants to try to get Sunfac, right? Like that's. But he spends a calculate on defense. I don't know if you should have done that.
I don't know. You still had shields and everything.
Yeah. Since I'm beating me after barely losing to Illy, classless, absolutely classless. Classless, my friend. All right, is this Nam Lam shot at Chertek? Is that what's going on? No. Who's all right, I'm confused.
All right, well, I think I'm like 1-3 right now on the Viper tier, so.
Yeah, I gotta get my games in still. I'm behind. I'm trying. I'm behind, like most of us are, but. Chris has only played 2 games. Okay, I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
That was the attempt to get Sunfac, and it fails. And that is why you fail. Shooting into a tractor, dirge, range 3 obstructed, 2 on 3. Namlam has a focus, 2 hits. Dirge will take 1.
It's like. And I haven't been doing enough analyzing of this game as it's been happening, but
17 to 10.
I really wonder if Namlum is good. Wait,
Actually, I don't know.
Oh, I always forget how to transparentize the ship too.
Should actually, yeah, oh right, it should actually be. I think it's. Oh no, Dirge might have been in range of that middle objective. It might have. It's 17-10. No, it is 17-11. He did get the middle. Okay, I got there eventually. All right, last round.
It seems like having 4 guns, one of them being Namlum, just made it really difficult to concentrate fire. It seems like it's giving too much agency to your opponent, maybe. I really like seeing these non-meta lists, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, for a championship series, like, no big deal.
Of course. I wonder if, like, so Lando and Cad, obviously, you could have had a Saj in there, just for more, because there was an archetype very similar to that for a while that was just inflicting and punishing stress on your opponent. You got synergy of Lando and Cad, and then the other 2 were basically just big blockers. I think it was like 4 ships all at I-4, and they all had something to do with inflicting and punishing stress. That'd probably work in these points. I mean, this list nearly worked. Just Atredes is playing something pretty efficient here. Like, you maybe don't see Chertek every day, but these are pretty efficient.
Well, I don't know if efficient is the right word. Like, I mean, so there's good value, right? Like, 404 didn't really do anything. The efficiency from 404 was zapped immediately, but what he's been able to do to kind of reposition with the tractors and not deal with the downside by passing it off to friendlies has been pretty creative.
But the way it's flown has been astoundingly good. Like, I mean, not astounding, but like I've been complimenting Atredes flying definitely. But he's starting with very solid pieces as well.
Yeah, I mean, Atreides is he's slated to slam the door here, so long as he doesn't fly Churtik into that rock and Sunfac doesn't die. I think he's gonna be okay. If that happens, then Walter does get to 20 points.
I mean, sometimes game makes no sense, but you get a great story out of it.
Where is Porkins? Is he safe? Is he all right? Where is Porkins? Is he safe? Is he all right?
Oh, someone. Oh, maybe it's just me. I got kicked out of the server, but if nobody else did, that's fine.
Oh, my dice cam did as well.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Big disconnect.
Thing.
Steam. Oh, it's Tuesday, right? Steam has its issues on Tuesdays.
Wait, what? That's a thing?
Yeah, maintenance issues and stuff.
Hey, did everyone disconnect?
Yeah, it's like Steam's having its fits. Yeah. So we're just gonna wait. Is his microphone not working? Is that what's going on?
No, his is. I wasn't
Okay.
sure if I just.
All right.
Sell this with a fist fight. Quick, buy a plane ticket.
Just gonna kind of, I guess we just wait.
Trivia game, 20 questions.
Yeah, I know, it's like my guys are waiting for me to do this podcast, and of course this happens. It's really aggravating. It's like this game's about to wrap up. Auto save. All right, I'm loading the autosave. I'm not gonna have the dice cam come back in, so you guys can just roll on the mat for this last round. You might just have to set your dials again, but you should be able to join. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, it happened.
All right. Ooh, I can hear myself. Hello.
Should probably jump back into.
24 runs in 13 innings. All right, as we're wrapping up here, the Cobras very close to taking a very important game one lead in a series where they are facing some serious heavyweights. Tom Veal, Kester, Dom Flanagan, and Deering. Those are the next four that they have to face. It is going to be a tough task, but the Cobras have been up for it. This team snuck in as the bottom seed in the wild card and has made it all the way to the championship, and they've played their asses off. It's been awesome. You see the gauntlet team and the Wankers going up against a team that a lot of people didn't know if they'd even make the playoffs. So make sure you guys stay tuned to our weekly stream schedule. Sith Taker Tim is also going to be taking at least one game of this series just because it's UK time and I just can't have my calendar is mostly flexible for this series, but not entirely. So you might be able to tune in on the Sith Taker Snapshots podcast for this series as well. I'll be sure to post when and where to watch for that game. So this is the last round. We did a road roll and we're moving, and we hit a gas cloud, it looks like, with Nam Lam. I'm thankful we got to the playoffs, and I'm wishing the Cobras luck. Is that you, Chris? That is Chris. Man, I am excited for my new prescription. You guys are going to see me rocking some new frames here, maybe starting, hopefully I get them tomorrow. My glasses, my prescription changed, and actually these don't really work very well anymore. Oh, it's hard to read things. It sucks. I've waited like 2 weeks to get my new frames. Is Patrick still here? Oh, you're here.
Yeah,
okay, I was like,
I've been muted. I was just enjoying New Glasses Day for your sake.
Yeah, I'm excited. I really like the new pair that I'm getting, and I'm excited to be able to see fully again.
Mm-hmm. Also, pointless observation since it's the last round, but it's funny how the ion token from disabled power regulator and the gas cloud would actually stack.
Yep, that's a lot of ions. It's a fully ionized large base. But this turn, Namlam, I think, gets 2 points, which is kind of neat.
Hmm.
But he's not shooting, which is not neat.
Yeah, you took your gun off the table again. Hey, Lando didn't bump, and is also getting 2 points. Do you believe in miracles?
Yeah, right? Well, Chertek's not going to... You can't shoot with Chertek. And Sunfac, like, Sunfac has to... I don't think there's any way you can kill Sunfac.
On life?
You rotate. Do you rotate? Because he clears the stress. So do you do the rotate?
Oh, if there's even a chance, you have to take it.
No, he's just gonna focus. Aw, I don't think you're gonna shoot anybody. I don't think you're gonna shoot.
Yeah.
Unless Sunfac like one hards, and then the barrel roll won't get him out.
Maybe you get like just stupid lucky and get Grievous.
Is Grievous in his arc?
Maybe I said stupid lucky, right?
Yeah. Let me see. Grievous is in his arc. It looks like at range 1. Grievous still has 1 Impervium charge left, and Sunfac is going to scoot over. Yeah.
I think you called it. I think the correct choice was to rotate and just hope for a lucky shot.
Yeah. And that's going to be in contested range.
Atredes has done really well rotating threat to his ships.
Dude, if Grievous dies here, then Walter winds up with... I think he ends up winning? Unless Chertek is in range of that objective, but I don't know if he is. Right? Because he would get 4, 6, 8 points. He'd get to 19. He would still win even if Chertek was in range. It would be 19 to 18. So there's that is what we're rooting for here in terms of like craziness. Right. I think Grievous would get a Solus 1 reroll as well. So you would need to really pound him hard and not get any crits and hope he rolls like ass.
Also, there's a world where Namlam...
Oh, Namlam just dies here too, so is the proton cannon no big deal.
Even worse, it's a proton cannon, not sync.
Can't use the lock. Let me just...
Is that the funniest possible outcome?
I'll be right back. Hey guys, whatever you're about to do, you can't... That lock doesn't exist anymore, just a heads up.
Oh, because...
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. I was just telling that I'm like, whatever you're about to do, just you don't have that target lock. So. Or are they still rolling in the box for some reason? I think so. Sorry, guys. Two crits. 3 did he already modify? Yeah, 3 crits into Namlam, who's strained with no tokens.
true.
That is that could be it because of a few leaked Rex are in that deck somewhere. Yeah, he can't shoot because he is on the gas cloud. That's right. And I think Grievous has a shot at it as well. He does roll evade, so hey, there's like less crits going through. 2 crits go through instead of 3, so he could live here. It is a direct. I'm wondering why. Oh.
Yeah.
You see, even I'm misreading my own dice because I said 3 crits. It was a hit, 2 hits and a crit. So I think he's on 1.
On 1 with Grievous still shooting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, Grievous range 3. Not. He does get reroll. Does he get rerolls? He does, right? Because no front arc, or is it just outside of their firing arc? I can't remember. Grievous is. They're not in the defender's firing arc. Yeah. And gosh darn it, he's gonna need to use that reroll. He's not. Oh, he's not going to. 2. Namlam takes 1 and dies, and that does guarantee it. That is the victory for the Cobras as they pull out a decisive victory. Oh, what feels a little like a comeback almost. Game 1 is theirs.